we go. This is a call to order, and we are going to start this afternoon's assembly with a Pledge of Allegiance. If you please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And it has become our habit to have Mr. Sierra, who has an eloquence which exceeds my own by a lot, and who communicates with the Heavenly Father, to give us a prayer.
Oh, Father God, we just bow our heads. We thank you, Lord, for giving us this day, giving us the sunshine and the warmth of everyone filling the seats. We thank you, Lord, and we remember the purple going on in our county. And it's a terrible thing that has happened in our life. And we just continue to hold in prayer everyone who is affected by drug addiction and abuse. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, sir. All right. Will somebody give us an approval of the minutes? A motion to.
Right.
And there's a motion sheet underneath your agenda if you need it, but it's...
I hereby move to accept the minutes from the last meeting.
Seconded.
Say second.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Done. All right, here we go. Now, next we have an election of officers. And I don't know how this happened or who proposed this proposal. Maybe we should question. If anybody has any, it may be very much easier to have somebody than me. So if you wanted to pose me, I'm happy to go. But if not, how do we go about this?
Well, the current proposed slate is you as chairperson, Steve Wilson, and vice chairperson Rick Sierra. And I think we did it because the prior chairperson was Judy Kropfelder, who's no longer on the board.
Right.
And then Rick agreed, since he's been the second longest board member, and we just, you being in place, we thought it would be for consistency, chairperson. So if you guys are okay with that slate, and you would make that next motion on the form.
Somebody needs to.
You might have to make Mike that makes
I'd be
it.
happy to make the motion as you just indicated to, I guess, nominate or elect Mr. Sierra as the vice chair.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I guess
Thank you. Thank you.
Opposed? Here we go, another year. All right, public comment. Do we have anybody who has anything to say? Oh, please, you didn't come all this distance to just sit there. Now, tell me something. Any? Yeah, you.
Hi, Debbie Brunetti from Foxtown.
You can sit, you want to sit down?
Oh,
So we can hear you, I'll get a chair.
okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm
for the record, your
Debbie
name.
Brunetti from Foxtown.
Yeah.
I'm the tenant council president there, and we have a great group of people, pretty much. And we're trying to get a lot done. We're trying to get more people involved with taking care of our facility. We do work well with each other and try to help each other out as much as we can. And that really goes far in this day and age for us to step up and help each other like that. I do want to thank the council and Mr. Wilson and Mr. Clark for everything that they have done for us out there. They've addressed many of our needs and rectified them. We have had so much accomplished since Mike and Brian and Lisa all took office, and it's wonderful. It's really wonderful. They've made it a very nice place to live. It was renovated, new carpet, painting, a new roof, and it's really, really nice, and we really appreciate it. We like working with all of you. And Steve comes to every one of our monthly meetings. We look for him. We don't even start the meeting till he gets there. So we appreciate everything that he's done for us, too. I think he's kind of adopted us. But I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate everything that you're doing to help your senior citizens have the best possible quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Very eloquent. Thank you for your
Thank you.
generous words. Any other thoughts from anyone? Without that, I'll close public comment, and now we will proceed to a series of recognitions, which will be
Okay.
orchestrated by Mr. Clark.
Sure, so, thank you. First, she's not here today, but I thought we'd at least read it into the record and acknowledge her, and you'll see that we have a plaque for Judy Kropfelter, she was unable to make it tonight, and because she had a doctor's appointment, she couldn't reschedule. She may stop by in November, but we do have a plaque, and we just want to recognize Judy. Her term on the Housing Authority Board spanned from July 2020 through November 2023. During this time, Judy served as a chairperson in 2023 and as a vice chairperson for 2 years, beginning in December 2021 and continuing through the conclusion of her board and service in November of 2023. Throughout her tenure, she's demonstrated a strong and unwavering commitment to transparency, accountability, and ensuring that funding and property decisions were handled in an orderly and responsible manner. I know that because she used to say that to me a lot. She was a steady and reliable force during unpredictable times, and her dedication and passion left a lasting mark on the Housing Authority. So today, I just want the board, and I appreciate you doing this, to express our gratitude and present her the award for her outstanding service, leadership, and unwavering support of the Housing Authority's mission. So we can make sure she gets that.
So we have a,
If I can say, I just appreciated Judy and how she did it. She was very technical. She looked at everything. She asked some very technical questions, and her experience with seniors in this community was obvious. So we thank Judy for what she's done.
Thank you. So now I would, if you guys don't mind, respectfully ask for you, the commissioners, and maybe commissioners stand down at the bottom, and I'll give you these awards. I'll read out.
yeah.
Is that all right? So
No, we have a living commissioner here. We wouldn't
And
want to
you
waste
three
that.
could head down and go ahead and I'll read them off to you.
Come up here, please.
So-
We have the honor of a county commissioner.
So can Rick and Mike walk around too?
Yeah.
And just,
And you too.
I'll read from up here, but I appreciate it. And I'm gonna be taking the picture too, so.
You can come down with these minions.
So I'll just start with saying we're very proud, and I'm very proud to present the Community Pride Awards to residents of our properties who go above and beyond to keep their communities beautiful, welcoming, and well cared for. These individuals are acting without being asked. They're showing pride in where they live, and they're making a difference
Not yet, but I will.
for their neighbors and our staff. We have many good things going on in our properties, but we just want to recognize a couple of these folks. So I wanted to start with, and I thought if they could just come up, you could present them with the award, and then maybe we'll get a group photo. But the first one is our folks out at Terrapin Grove. We recognize these dedicated residents who have walked tirelessly in the gardens out there at that development. And that's Maureen Whaley, Susan Dolly, and Diana Sell. If you guys could come on up. Now, the next group, I don't know if anybody's here from Graceville Terrace, but these are two amazing folks. We recognize the residents at Graceville Terrace who regularly walk the grounds there, ensuring that the property is free of trash and litter. They literally do this almost every day. They walk the property and make sure it's free of trash and litter. I don't think they're out here, but we really do appreciate their efforts that make the community more attractive, and they also allow our maintenance staff to kind of handle other important tasks in addition to this. It gives us more time, we really appreciate it. That's Sam Stokes and Charles Reed. I don't think I see them, but I do want to get it for the record that they were here. And then going up north from our fabulous folks at Foxtown, we would like to recognize them. They also dedicate their time and effort in maintaining the gardens there, creating a more welcome environment for all who live in the community. And that's Gary Webster, Debbie Brunetti, Beverly Dads, and Butch Dads. So if they could come up.
Read my name now.
You guys stay up there, we'll get a picture of all of you.
Thank you very much. Absolutely. Thank you.
Well, you get to see me every month. Hey, Bob.
Debbie, you can go ahead and grab a picture with me.
Oh,
Yes. All right.
come on.
Make sure we can see everybody.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe. You want that next to Congressman? There you go. There you go. All right. We got it?
So, you're perfect. Steve, you just a little bit.
He's perfect.
And can you guys come in just a little bit?
You got a wide angle on
Quick
that
half
thing?
step. There we go. Picture. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir.
Well done, sir.
Left my phone in my car.
Thank you guys. It's awesome. Thanks for coming.
So with that, thank you, everybody, for all you have done, and we're going to proceed to the Executive Director's Report.
Okay, so in your packet, you'll have the regular thing I put at every board meeting. I'll take, just the regular charts about occupancy, our vacancies, our voucher program. So as through August, we are about 93% occupied all through our properties. We foresee an increase in some vacancies, quite frankly, because sadly, we're having an inordinate amount of folks passing away or moving out. So we're working on that right now. But in regards to the voucher program, we have about 214 housing choice vouchers administered. Our wait list has gone down from 200 to 179 in August. We've got 17 recertifications completed in August as part of 45 total recertifications for housing choice vouchers over the summer. Through August, we've done 105 housing choice voucher inspections. And that's the highest inspection activity of the year was this year. We still have 7 overdue, but we're working hard to get those caught up, and that's part of the partnering with the county there. Some folks, our inspector that's with the county housing office is helping catch us up. With our project-based vouchers out at Slippery Hill, we've got 11 of the 14 units filled, but 3 are pending in coordination with HUD and site staff. We're working with our veterans vouchers. We actually have, our staff has got a lunch meeting with somebody from the Veterans Administration to talk about how we might be able to help some more of our homeless vouchers, et cetera, our homeless veterans this week. I hate to say this, but knock on wood, in August, we didn't have a single after-hours call for our maintenance line. So, yeah, we've already had a couple in September, but we had one Saturday night. But our work orders peaked at 400 in May. They've dropped significantly by August. Work completions are now kind of matching. We get as many done as we have come in, so that's good. So overall, we've got strong overall occupancy, about 93. We're reducing our wait lists a little bit. We've voucher certification and inspection activity, and our maintenance seems to be kind of, although maintenance always goes up when we do our monthly preventative maintenance inspections. We try to do 2 of those a year for each development, which comes out for our work of our staff of one inspection a month on that angle. And those always create a higher level of maintenance work orders. So that's kind of, in regards to, let's see, development and other updates, I would like to thank Lisa, our property manager, and Brian, our facilities manager. They wanted to report, in addition to the vacancies in maintenance, which I've already talked about, there were tablets. Our facilities tech have tablets where they can respond to work orders directly, and it goes right into a tablet. They're now fully in use for inspections and managing work orders, which allowed staff to complete reports more efficiently and improve real-time communication. Preventative maintenance, our inspections are ongoing, and we've generated a significant number of work orders when they happen. The Terrapin Grove TV upgrade, which was donated by Commissioner Wilson. A larger TV was recently installed at Terrapin Grove to enhance tenant activities and events. An electrician is scheduled this week to install a converter box and finalize the setup, which may have been last week because they gave me this information last week. The community solar program, a NextAmp representative came to present the community solar program. Tenants were able to learn how the program can lower their electric bills with added incentives such as gift cards for enrolling. Participation is open to anyone using our code for the Housing Authority, not just tenants, and the Housing Authority benefits from each enrollment. So we'll skip that. And then salon and renovation at Terrapin Grove. The salon was fully refreshed with drywall repairs, new paint, and installation of new sinks and cabinetry, which is providing tenants with an updated and more functional space. We're currently reworking the lease for that, but that should be going well. The Tenant Grove Garden, which is another thing I think Mr. Wilson helped create. The community garden has been completed and is now in active use. The tenants have begun planting, creating an opportunity for tenants to enjoy fresh produce and shared outdoor activity. And just as a kind of a quick update, Saturday night we had a tree fall directly across the entrance of Fisher Manor. But I would like to thank the county roads. They got out there. I left from my house to go check it out, 10:30 or whatever time, and they literally had it, everything but cleaning up the stuff and getting it off the side of the road before I even got there. It was amazing that they were able to do it, because I didn't know, quite frankly, how we were going to handle that. And they just took it and came right out and took care of it. So that's just another sign of how helpful the county is for us. In regards to the Housing Authority 5-year plan, there is 2 things in your packet. One that looks like this, that basically says Queen Anne's County Housing Authority 5-year plan highlights. And then there's a more kind of bureaucratic looking form that has most of the same information on it. So I just want to draw your attention to it because HUD requires all housing authorities to submit a 5-year plan outlining our mission, goals, and objectives for serving low-income families. And this plan provides HUD, residents, and the public with a clear roadmap for the coming years. So our submission was due this summer. So I worked on it this summer and put it together based on things that this board has discussed, what staff has discussed, and what we came up with at the board planning retreat. So our 5-year plan for 2025 was completed and submitted. In your packets, like I said, you have a copy of it. Some of the plan highlights, and these are 5-year highlights. I'll talk more about in a later session about the next year, since this is our annual meeting. Next year, what we're looking for over the next fiscal year to hopefully achieve. But in the 5-year plan, we put in there to reinvest in Fisher Manor and Graysonville Terrace, explore modular homes, low-income housing tax credit, land trust, and partnerships to increase affordable housing options over the next 5 years, strengthen the voucher program and expand project-based opportunities, support home ownership, education, rent-to-own, and financial literacy, promote self-sufficiency and expand resident resources, and then build staff and organizational policy while deepening community engagement. So those were some of the key kind of very, at a broad level, things that we put into the 5-year plan that we submitted, and it was accepted by HUD. I mentioned a lot about housing choice vouchers already. So I think, and you'll see that there's more in the handouts about that. Another thing in regards to housing choice vouchers, though, is that, and I've reported at prior meetings, that there's a projected shortfall. We have not experienced a shortfall in housing choice vouchers, but we use a tool and we stay in contact pretty regularly with HUD. And they have what's called a 2-year tool where we look at our residents that receive the voucher service, and we look at where it's going and what could happen at the current rate. And that tool projected us at risk of overextending our budget within months without adjustments. And we've made a couple adjustments, and the main driver of this issue is that rents are rising across Queen Anne's County, and that's a national trend. So we've submitted applications to HUD for additional funds, and have already received some supplemental funding to help offset those shortfalls. We're meeting monthly with HUD, also with our new accounting firm and the finance staff to monitor and manage the situation. And working with them, although I was quite frankly dreading these HUD meetings, it's been very good. They've been very helpful, and now we're pretty optimistic that these steps will allow us to keep this program under control over the next 6 months and hopefully further down the line. So that's good news for the housing choice vouchers. Still got a lot of work to do, but it seems to be trending in the right direction there. Another thing in regards to project-based vouchers with Slippery Hill, we have 14 units that the prior board approved to work with Slippery Hill, and we're currently working with HUD and the management team at Slippery Hill to correct an earlier error in which 14 units were mistakenly created as housing choice vouchers rather than project-based vouchers, which means that as a project-based voucher, it's specific to the department. It doesn't, or to the apartment. It doesn't move with the tenant. You only get the voucher if you live in that particular apartment. So transitioning these units is not as simple as filling vacancies. It requires either converting existing housing choice vouchers to project-based vouchers or assisting the tenants that had them to moving to another location where they can continue to use their voucher, after which the vacated unit can be filled with a project-based voucher household. So as of right now, 4 tenants have committed to maintaining the project-based voucher. 1 tenant is still deciding, and 9 tenants will be transitioning out with a housing choice voucher. To fill the 9 units, we are pulling from the waiting list. However, if we are unable to identify enough eligible households from our waiting list, we may need to consider reopening the waiting list. And I'll keep the board informed on where that is. So this process involves many moving parts, requires close coordination among HUD, the Slippery Hill management, and team and owners, and also our staff. But progress has been steady. It's been a slow and complex effort, but I believe we're also moving forward in that direction. So that's where a lot of focus in over the summer was on housing choice voucher matters, while at the same time. So it was on that same note, is very fortunate to have strong staff on our home office there. One of them's there, Kenya and Terry, and then Brian and Lisa Gray out being able to maintain and continue that progress, because we had to really focus on the housing choice vouchers over the last couple months to try to get them straight and organized also, and we're in the process of making some progress there too. We've got Everbridge. I'm sure most folks in here know it, but Queen Anne's County Department of Emergency Services has offered the Housing Authority access to the Everbridge mass notification system. So it's, as most of you probably know, it's used by the county to send emergency alerts, weather warnings, and community notices through text, phone, and email. So our team, when I say that again, Kenya did a lot of the work sitting back in the corner there. Our team has created a resident database within this system. So this will allow us to send targeted messages either out to all of our developments, or we can pick a specific development if we need to send out an emergency message, where we can have voicemails and text messages sent out to our tenants at each of those developments. And we really believe that this is going to be a valuable tool for timely and effective communication. It would have been perfect for when we didn't have it quite up yet, but we believe it's ready to go. It would have been perfect for, like, for example, when that tree fell across the entrance of Fisher Manor on Saturday evening. So I believe those are the main things I needed to cover under the director's report, unless there's any questions.
right, folks, if you were slightly left behind by the discussion on vouchers, you joined me in confusion. It sounded good, though. I think the key to this thing is this county is pretty committed to keeping the rents very stable, and we will continue to do our best. Everbridge is a system where we can get a hold of people in a location as a group or individually, and it's a good thing, and it looks like it would get rolling pretty quick. So that seems to be about that. So finishing that old business, sir.
All right, well, Fisher Manor is old business, as we've reported here, a couple of things in regards to apartment upgrades, the deck upgrades, and the playground. So in regards to apartment upgrades, there are currently 5 vacant units being renovated at Fisher Manor. Of these, 2 are complete and 3 are still in progress. In regards to tenant transfer, 4 tenants have been transferred into new apartments. So we renovate them and we move them into a new apartment. And then 1 unit was completely renovated with the tenant in place, as that tenant really didn't feel comfortable moving out, so we renovated it completely around them. Every unit has been inspected. Many just require targeted repairs, such as stair replacements, new flooring, and bathroom updates. Outstanding projects, we still have a 4-bedroom out at Fisher Manor that needs to be renovated, and we're awaiting additional information regarding a fence replacement, because the fence is really getting old and we need to work on that. And then we are also, in regards to the deck project, we're continuing to be working on an RFP to redo the decks, because if you look at those apartments, they really look good other than the decks. The decks look rough. And we've been working with an engineering firm to help us write an RFP. We've had it reviewed by folks at the Department of Public Works who have made suggestions to that RFP. So we're looking at that. Now, it's become a little more complicated, and just because those decks and the way Fisher Manor is built on pilings and et cetera, it's tougher than we expect, and wanting to make sure we use the right materials for it. So we're working on that. We're working at new estimates, but we're hoping to get that information back from our engineer soon. And then depending on making sure we have to check to make sure we have enough money to cover this, and if we do, we'll start to put an RFP out for those decks. In regards to the playground at Fisher Manor, we'd like to thank Parks and Recreation, who installed a brand-new fenced playground at Fisher Manor. This provides the tenants with safe and updated play area. We have one remaining question, is how to address the old rubber foam around the outside of it, because the new area that it covers is smaller, and the old foam is outside the fence area. So Parks and Recreation only had a budget to patch and repair those areas, so we'll need to determine next steps for either replacing that area outside the fence, upgrading it, or removing the old materials to make sure it's safe out there. In regards, we also have talked about, and I think at the last board meeting we had, we went over the website, and you guys got to see the new website. It's still going strong. We're getting a lot of positive feedback on it. We're being used both as a tenant tool where folks can submit work orders right online if they don't want to call, and we're also using it as a marketing tool. So we're getting a lot of good feedback for it. So, and I think the only last thing is going back to, I just want to let folks know that going back to the housing choice vouchers, like you said, Steve, in regards to keeping the rents down for housing choice vouchers, we've also put out, HUD required us to do this to make sure that we created a new policy or amendment to our plan to limit how much and how often landlords who receive housing choice vouchers stipends can raise the rent. So we did that, and we got that passed with you all in the spring of this past year. But some of the things we're learning is like folks like Kent Island Village and Stevensville Village, both of whom received some of our funding through housing choice vouchers. They're what's known as Section 515 rural development properties, and they've raised questions about how our new rules that we've created interact with HUD regulations that govern subsidized projects. So we might have to make specific waivers for those groups because we may not be able to either tell them how high they're allowed to raise their rents or when they can do it. So we're looking at that now. We're working with Pat Thompson, the attorney, and some others to see where we need to go with that. But that's more to come on that particular policy. And that's the old business.
All righty. With that, well done. Question for Foxtown. Does your TV work now? Is that all hooked up?
Perfect. Thank you. It's all hooked up, the converter's hooked up, and we watched the first Ravens game on it last night.
I have here a picture of your new garden, which is now, it's built. I just haven't,
Thank you, because ours is tumbling down as we speak.
it was,
really is.
yeah, I got this done. I just need to get it painted. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Concluding that, we are on to new business.
All right. So also, this is going to show how nerdy I am, and I'm very nerdy. But that said, I would like to just draw your attention to this. And this is in your packet, and it says year-to-date budget report. And I am extremely excited that we were able to put that in your packet. And it's also a shame that Judy Kropfelder's not here today, because she was the one constantly pushing for it. But so for the first time that I can recall, and as several of our board members have also noted, we're able to present a year-to-date budget report for you guys.
Yeah.
This report is a significant milestone and has taken a tremendous amount of work for many people to reach this point, with more improvements still to come. We've worked closely with key colleagues in the county finance, including Jeff Rank, Nicole Hepford, Justine Franzen, along with invaluable efforts of Jennifer Stansberry, who works over in the Housing and Local Management Board office. Their collaboration has helped strengthen competency in the accuracy of the numbers we are presenting. Together, they've identified a new accounting firm and auditing firm that has extensive housing authority experience and a deep understanding of the complexities and funding streams. As part of this transition, nearly all housing authority financial activity, except for our housing choice voucher component, has moved from the property system of SACS and gone into our county's Tyler Munis system. And this has required considerable time and effort, but the documents you see here today reflect the progress. We still have work ahead. Most notably, revenue reporting is not yet integrated, so we don't have the revenue in those documents in front of you. And the administrative budget currently appears to be overspent because salary expenses have not yet been fully allocated. We need to allocate the salary to the, there you go. I'll give you, it's all right.
Go ahead.
So we need to allocate the, the revenue across, or the salaries across all the developments. So in other words, you got to cost out the staff costs of our salary to all the developments, and we haven't done that yet. We will soon. And we're actively working with the accounting firm and the finance office to correct that too. So the format of this new budget report begins with the administrative budget for the overall housing authority operations in the front, and then it's followed by a detailed budget for each development and the housing choice program. And each section shows the original request that we submitted to the county, and it also shows what was approved, which pretty much everything we requested got approved this year. And then the percentages of the funds used in there. So this is, like I said, an important and exciting step forward. I think it's very exciting because, as you know, we're just finally printing out reports that have some numbers that we're feeling more confident about it, and that as we move forward, we can make sure that our information is more accurate, it's more transparent, and it's just more useful for planning and budgeting. So moving forward, the board can expect a year-to-date budget update as part of every regular housing authority meeting. And when I get asked for different projects from Brian and other folks, if we have money for certain things, we'll be able to actually answer the question. So so those budget forms are a response of a lot of work and something that should typically go in a board's packet. And we finally got them in there, and we'll continue to tighten them up as board meetings progress.
So this is a new accounting firm?
Well, it's the county finance office is the one that's incredibly helpful in getting the data in and helping us transition from our old property management system of SACS into the county's Tyler system. That's Nicole, Jeff, and Justine Franz, and they've been amazing. So we've been able to move it, and now we can pull reports, run reports, do all that kind of stuff.
So it's almost real time.
It actually is real time. And,
So, well
yeah.
done in pulling all this together.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, I just learned how to print them off. And it's also now, like, I don't have to always, I'm still doing a little bit when Brian calls and says, well, we have a leak over at this site, we need a roof, do we have money for it? And I would be like, just do it. And, it's now it can actually make some decisions on it and figure it out and manage and start planning ahead. We're going to talk more about that. The plan is to talk more about that at some of the projects we have planned for the upcoming years at the next board meeting, but next year and upcoming years. But this really helps us get there and make some better decisions and more accurate decisions. So that's that, unless you have any questions for that part of the new business. Is it okay to move on to the next one?
I am.
All right. So there's another handout in there that says, it's right underneath the budget now. It's the next one down. It's called the Queen Anne's County Housing Authority Executive Director Fiscal Year 2026 Goals. And with, I encourage you to look at that, but with it being the annual meeting, as is the annual meeting, I just thought it would be a good idea to throw out some of what we're working on and what I'd like to achieve over the course of the next fiscal year. And as you look it over, it's bulleted. I've divided it up into property operations and facilities, voucher programs, leadership and professional development. And what I'll say is that the Housing Authority focuses on strengthening property operations, ensuring financial accountability, advancing voucher programs, and fostering leadership development. So we've got investments in capital projects across all of our multiple developments, which we hope will improve safety, livability, and long-term facility conditions. On the financial side, we're looking to continue refining the fiscal system, some of which we talked about, making estimates that become more and more accurate, strengthening reporting, and address the housing choice voucher shortfall in coordination with HUD, county finance, and staff. We're looking at the voucher program priorities to include implementing the state voucher program, which is additional funds from the state to support our federal funds, completing the transition of project-based vouchers at Slippery Hill, and maintaining strong landlord engagement and compliance. And finally, some leadership priorities I emphasize of visibility, communication, support for staff, and preparing for the establishment of new department in housing community services. And then another thing we're working on is trying to, while balancing our immediate needs, also having, which you guys have often mentioned, what are some long-term things we want to do to help the overall housing situation in Queen Anne's County? So you balance the day-to-day emergencies with how do we take on some of these bigger issues? Because folks like out at Business and Tourism have expressed an incredible interest in that issue, as have folks on the local management board have expressed incredible issue in the housing affordability and availability. So, to try to pull all those efforts to think kind of big and macro while we're also dealing with things that arise in the Housing Authority that have to be dealt with immediately. So trying to narrow that down in this upcoming year also. So, and then the only other thing I have for new business is I just wanted to introduce you all to Melissa Brigum. So if she could stand up, there she is. So she was hired as the new facilities, and she's filled the vacancy by Owen Sutherland. She joined us on August 13th. She comes to us with experience in home improvement as a plumber's apprentice. She has worked with BB&M Custom Color and on residential remodeling projects, and with True American Services performing maintenance installations and large-scale plumbing repairs. So I'd like to thank, I told her we had her as the grand finale, so I appreciate her hanging and waiting for us. So welcome. And that is listed for the new business.
And if I am not mistaken, with the end of new business, we're at the end of all business here. accept the announcement that the next board meeting will be November 10th at 4 p.m. And with that, unless somebody wants to speak or sing, nobody can. All right? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Hey, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm delighted. You know, we've had many meetings over the years, and we have so many people who are doing things in the community on the volunteer basis, and I think that's an indication that the respect you have for the places that we live in. And I just thank everyone here who just lifts a finger and maybe pick up this or that and go out and do something that's going to benefit the entire community. And it's such an awesome thing to see. And the platitudes go to you guys because it's you folks who are doing the work, and it's awesome. So thank you.
Well said. Thank you all. So with that, motion to adjourn,
I'd be happy to make that motion to adjourn.
we are adjourned.